Here we are again in another historical matchup of Out of the Ballpark 20. This time we have a interesting matchup between the 2004 Detroit Tigers and the 1948 St. Louis Cardinals. The 04 Tigers were led by Alan Trammell. They did lose 90 games. They were still kind of rebuilding. They do have some interesting names on their roster and their lineup, like Ivan Rodriguez and Carlos Pena and Rondell White. But it was their pitching that really struggled, and there's Ugueth Urbina as their closer. So the Tigers are definitely the underdog in this series. And then the Cardinals, who still are in their heyday, winning a lot of pennants, took the World Series in 1946, and they're still a very good team, over 90 wins in 48, but they did finish in second place in the NL. Of course, Slaughter, Sean Dice, Musial, a lot of firepower in the lineup, a very fast team. Musial's in his prime. I think his WAR was over 11 during this season. So the Cardinals definitely the favorites, but hey, you never know in these series. So Game 1 is pitted against Jeremy Bonderman and Harry Brichin over at Sportsman's Park. So let's see what happens. Get to the action between the Detroit Tigers and the St. Louis Cardinals. See what camera angle we can get here that works best. Probably the wide camera. Every ballpark is different as far as the view that we get in 3D, but let's take a look here as we are in the bottom of the third inning, and Eno Slaughter is up there with a man on second and one out. A scoreless game, and Slaughter singles to center. This will be good enough to get a run home as the throw is beaten. It's a little bit short up there, and Slaughter with an RBI single. The Cardinals go up 1-0 here at home. Here's Stan Musial with two men on. Musial hit this one to second, but it gets through the hole. And Musial with an RBI single. Maybe a better play was expected there by the Detroit defense. Didn't quite happen. It's 2-0. Ron Northey now up there, the next man. He hits this one to second. This one will be played. There'll be a play at second, a play at first, and a twin killing as the Tigers defense turns it, but they do allow 2 runs. We'll move to the bottom of the fifth where Slaughter's up there. Bonderman's still on the mound. And this one's ripped deep to right. It'll get over the wall. Home run for Slaughter, and it is now 3-0 Cardinals. He really ripped that one. That was a liner that left the park. 3-0 now as we move to the bottom of the sixth. Al Levine on the mound now, and nobody on, and Irv Dusack up there, and Dusack will hit it to the opposite field. This one's way back there. It'll go. Another home run for the Cardinals as they are playing just the way you would expect here in Game 1 at home. It is 4-0. We're moving to the bottom of the eighth. Schoendice up there with 2 men on and 2 outs. And Schoendice hits it the other way. It'll fall unfair all the way to the scoreboard in left. That'll clear the bases. A 2-run scoring double by Schoendice. And yes, indeed, it is now 6-0. As we move to the ninth, Bobby Higginson up there. He hits it back up to second. Play is made by Schoendice, and that will do it. 6-0, a shutout win for the Cardinals. Impressive performance by Harry Brichin. He didn't go the distance. He went into the 8th inning, but was quite good. He struck out 13 batters in that frame, in that duration of time, and really had it going on. Slaughter with the home run. And the Cardinals jump all over the Tigers in Game 1 to take this 1-0 series lead. It'll be on the Tigers now to try to bounce back. Jason Johnson will face Howie Pollette in Game 2. Detroit failed to even score a run in game 1, much less win it. Let's see if game 2 is any different. Here we have Stan Musial up there against the shift with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Musial hits this one deep to the opposite field, and that's got a lot of carry. It'll go. Stan Musial the other way. And it's 1-0 St. Louis here in game 2. Bottom of the second. Don Lang up there. Lang takes advantage. He goes the other way. Just fair to right. Lang with a long opposite field home run. He hit it just inside the foul pole. It's 2-0 now. We move to the top of the fourth. Paulette up there against Brandon Inge. The Tigers yet to score a run in this series, but that could change here as Inge drives one over the left fielder's wall, all the way to the wall, and Inge will make it all the way to third as he just beats the throw. A triple. And that'll bring up Craig Monroe. There's still 2 outs here. Monroe rips this one deep to the left. It'll get back there, and it'll go. Monroe ties the game with the 2-run home run out to left field off Howie Pollitt, and the Tigers get on the board here, not just in the game, but in the series. It's a 2-2 tie as we move to the 6th. Here's Inge again. Inge hits it into the gap. He gets all of this one. It'll get back there, and this one will go. So Inge, flirting with the cycle, hits a long solo home run. It is 3-2 now. Detroit trying to take this game from the Cardinals. Eno Slaughter up there, bottom of the 6th to lead off the inning. Slaughter will hit it into right for a single. Top of the order here for the Cardinals. Here comes Red Schoendice. Jason Johnson still on there. He's pitching a pretty good ball game. Schoendice to center. This one will be caught. Sanchez with a nice catch up there in center. Musial now up there. And Musial will hit this one to center. Play is made there. Not a problem for Sanchez. Ron Northey coming up now. Northey slams it into the corner. He hits it into the corner and right. It'll be a double. The lead runner will hold. Slaughter's at third. 2 outs. As St. Louis now making its effort to at least tie the game here in the 6th. Don Lang up there. He'll have his chance with 2 outs. 2-2 count. He got him. Lang strikes out. Johnson gets the K that he needs. The Tigers hold the lead at 3-2. Let's move to the bottom of the 7th now, where Del Rice is up there. Rice lifts this one deep to right. Will it drop? No. The play is made out there by Monroe. That'll end the frame. Bottom of the 8th now as Paulette's still in the game, and the Cardinals will let him bat for himself with nobody out. Paulette hits it the other way, just off the end of the bat. This one will be played. White, Rondell White with the play out there in left. Schoendice up now with 2 outs against Esteban Yan. Schoendice hits it to second. There's a play being made there, and Fonte makes it. And it's still 3-2 Detroit. All the way to the bottom of the 9th. Ugeth Urbina on there to try to close the door. Stan Musial up with nobody on and nobody out. Musial draws the walk, and Urbina starts off in ominous fashion as Musial gets the walk. Northey up there now. It's only a 1-run game. Northey hits it deep to left. All the way back. This one will go right field, I should say. Long, a walk-off home run by Ron Northey off of Ugeth Urbina, and the Cardinals turn it around in the 9th inning with a walk-off home run. They stunned the Tigers, who thought they were holding on in this one. It was not meant to be. St. Louis with the walk-off win in Game 2. A heartbreaker for the Tigers. Northey with that line drive home run to right field. And the series now, folks, is 2-0 as Detroit thought they had it. Their closer couldn't close it. And there are the numbers. Inge was 3 for 3, had a nice ball game. Johnson actually pitched very well for the Tigers, but it was the Cardinals' dramatics as Ron Northey homered after a Stan Musial leadoff walk. And this series now is 2-0. And it's going exactly as we would have expected it to form. The series now will move to Comerica Park for Game 3. And we'll see how things play out. So getting straight to the action from Comerica Park. Waiting to see how things will play out here in Game 3 after the dramatics of Game 2. A nice night at Comerica Park. We go to the bottom of the first inning with Brandon Inge up there against Al Brazel. Man on. And Inge hits it the other way. That'll drop in front of the right fielder. And the ball is bobbled there by Slaughter in right. And the runners will advance. Slaughter couldn't handle the play. He tried to make a diving catch. Didn't quite work out. Second and third now for Carlos Guillen. Guillen hits it to short. This one's made at second. Throw to first is turned for a double play. The run will score. And it is 1-0 as we move now to the top of the second. Don Lang up there. Man on second. Lang will hit this one down the third. A nice play is made by the third baseman, but the ball's thrown away. We have another error. And the runner will advance to second. Pena, the first baseman, couldn't scoop the throw. And we now have a tie ball game. It's 1-1. 2 errors making a big difference here. And now Marty Marion comes on and hits a single to center. This will score a run. And Detroit finds himself behind now, 2-1, as the Cardinals have put 2 on the board. And Del Rice up there. Rice hits one to center. That's going to get into the gap. That's going to drop all the way to the wall. Here comes a runner around third. He's going to hold up, though. We got runners on the corners. Actually, second and third with only 1 out after the Rice double. And here's Slaughter trying to make a dent in this game, and he draws the walk. So now the Cardinals have the bases loaded with 2 gone. Big spot here for Red Schoendice. Let's see if he can come through. Schoendice singles to left field. We got 1 run in, another man rounding third. Here's the throw of the plate. He is safe. We have a 2-run scoring single by Schoendice. It's 4-1 now, Cardinals. Move to the bottom of the frame with Marat, the pitcher up there. He tries to bunt it with 2 men on. He can't get it done. Let's see if he tries it again. He does, but he can't get it down, and it's a big strikeout for Marat. He can't move the runners on. And Alex Sanchez comes up now with 2 outs. Sanchez will hit this one to right. It'll get down. This will get a run home. Sanchez with an RBI double. Make it a triple. As he scores 2, he makes it into the third base sliding. And Detroit picks himself back up here with 2 runs in the second, and the inning isn't over yet. And an Inge up there, and he lifts one deep to left, way back there, and gone. Inge continues his hot hitting. He takes this one over the wall, a line drive that'll go, and the Tigers have turned this game around. They matched the 4 spot the Cardinals put up. It's 5-4. We move to the 4th. Marat's still in there. And Slaughter at the plate, and Slaughter will lift one to right, I should say, and that'll drop in there. So we got runners on the corners here for Schoendice as the Cardinals come right back at it. And Schoendice hits this one to center. This might be deep enough to score the run. Sanchez is there. The throw of the plate won't be in time, and the Cardinals tie this game at 5. Rice up there with 2 on. Rice gets it to the opposite field, lifts it deep to right. Catch is made. Monroe's there. Cardinals strand 2. It's 5-5 as we move to the top of the 6th. Bill Baker up there, facing Will Ledesma. Baker hits one to the hole to right, and that'll get through. A leadoff single. Slaughter up there. Slaughter puts a bunt down. This play will be made only at first. He advances the runner. The Cardinals playing small ball here. Runner on second. Only one out. Schoendice back up there. And Schoendice hits it to left. Way back. This has got a shot. It will go. Schoendice with the clutch. 2-run home run to left field the opposite way. We've seen a number go the opposite way in this series. And the Cardinals just won't be silenced. It is 7-5. We move to the bottom of the 6th. Omar Infante up there against Red Munger. And Infante will hit one into the gap. This will be extra bases. Infante, will he try for 3? No. Keep it at second with a double. Leadoff double for Infante. Here's Rondell White. Haven't heard much from him in this series, but White will get on the board here for the Tigers with an RBI down the left field line. It's a double. It's now a 7-6 ball game. This has been a doozy here in Game 3. Alex Sanchez now tries to tie it up. He hits it back to the mound. Play is made there. Munger throws him out. Runner advances to third. And Inge is up there, who's been hot all series long. Inge lifts it to right. This will tie the game at 7. Brandon Inge with just a heck of a 3 games here. And this game is tied again. Here's Pudge Rodriguez. He'll single this one to center. So it's first and second now. Carlos Guillen up there. The Tigers have had 12 hits. And Guillen lifts this one to right. It'll be playable. The catch will be made out there by Slaughter. Here's Monroe. Monroe will lift this one again to Slaughter. Slaughter will get there, and this will end the frame. But the Tigers match the Cardinals again. It is 7-7 as we bring it now to the bottom of the 7th. Infante up there, and Infante lifts one deep to left. This has got a chance. It will get over the wall. Infante with a big homer here to give the Tigers the lead. Just gets over the wall. It is now 8-7. Top of the 8th. Nippy Jones up there. Esteban Yan still on the mound. And Jones hits it deep to left. He has a chance to tie this game. He will. Rondell White watches it go, and Nippy Jones with the leadoff homer here in the 8th. This game goes back and forth again. It is 8-8 as we move to the bottom of the 8th. Pudge Rodriguez up there. Ken Johnson on the hill. This is to short. Throw is made to first. Marion makes it. We move now to the 9th. Dan Musial now facing Urgith Urbina, who had a rough game too. He's back in there. That's routine. Here's the hero from Game 2, Ron Northey. He gets a walk. Irv Dusack up there. This one's to third. Play is made. We have a throw back to first, not in time. On Lang up there. Lang will hit this one to right deep, but it looks like it's playable. It will be. And we move now to the bottom of the 9th. It's 8-8 with Carlos Guillen up there. And Ted Wilkes on the mound for the Cardinals. Guillen will hit this one back to Wilkes. The throw to first is not in time. Guillen with an infield single. That'll get the strategy going. Monroe up there. He hits this one to short, but this one might be 2 out at first. And out at second, a double play. Well, that rally is done quickly. Bobby Higginson up there. Higginson hits a single to right. It is the 15th hit already for the Tigers. Carlos Pena will get aboard, and we got runners on first and second with 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th. And Marty Marion up there. Well, we move to the 10th now with Marion up there. This is to short. Play is made. Extra innings here. Bill Baker up there. Baker hits it to center. This will be playable and easy. Sanchez has it. Infante now. And he singles to lead off here. The bottom of the 9th, or bottom of the 10th. So Infante up there for Rondell White.
Strike 3.
White strikes out. He's been having a tough series. Jim Hearn on the hill here. Facing Alex Sanchez. Sanchez will hit this one to second. Play is made at second. Double play. We move on to the 11th. Hinge with a single up the middle. That'll move a runner to third. The throw is late, and we have runners on the corners with 2 out for Pudge Rodriguez. And Pudge will line this one to center. It's going to drop in there, and the winning run crosses the plate for the Tigers here in the 10th. 9-8. Pudge Rodriguez, the hero of the game here at the end in the 10th. It's a walk-off single, and the Tigers turned the trick here right after game 2 where St. Louis walked off. Just a great ball game here in game 3 at Comerica, where you usually don't see that many runs scored, but you saw it here on the walk-off. Infante was 3 for 4. We saw Brandon Inge go 4 for 6. He's having a heck of a series. Show Dice had 5 RBIs in the game. Just an outstanding here. Nippy Jones went deep for a homer in this one. Looking at Brandon Inge here already, he's batting .583 in the first 3 games, 7-12. And we move now to game 4. Detroit gets a game back. It's 2-1 St. Louis, and let's see if they can tie the series here. Maury Dixon will face Nate Robertson in game number 4. So let's move now to game 4 and see how things play out. A wild one in game 2 and a wild one in game 3. Can the Tigers hope for a real comeback in this series? Let's find out as we pick it up in the bottom of the 1st. Nate Robertson out there against Stan Musial. And Musial goes deep to left. That's the way to get the first inning going. Stan Musial with home run number 2 in the series, and it's 1-0. Cardinals as we start off here in the 1st. Bottom of the 1st, Carlos Guillen up there in a big spot. He flies it to left. There's a runner on 3rd. Will there be a play? Here comes the throw. They got him. He's out. Northey threw him out. And the Tigers cannot tie the game. Moving to the 2nd now. Marty Marion will hit this one into the hole with a man on. This will score the run. And the Cardinals, as he just beats the throw of the plate, are up 2-0. Lang scores on that play. Bottom of the 2nd. Carlos Pena up there with a man on. Pena hits it to the second baseman, Show Dice. There's a play at 2nd over the 1st. Double play. Good pitching matchup. Moves all the way to the bottom of the 6th. Alex Sanchez up there with a man on. Sanchez will hit this one again to Show Dice, but it'll get through. And we'll have runners now on the corners with only 1 out. Brandon Inge up there, not the man that the Cardinals want to see. Inge will hit this one to center. And the play is made, but the run tagging from third is Higginson, and they get him at the plate. Dusek made a great throw to the plate, and Higginson is out. The Tigers get nothing, and it's 3-0 now into the bottom of the seventh with Pudge Rodriguez up there, and Pudge goes deep to right. Pudge will get the Tigers on the board with a deep home run. Slaughter watches it go. And it is 3-1 now in this one. Carlos Guillen up there is Maury Dixon winds and delivers. This is a short one, a tough play, and he'll eat it. Third baseman will eat it, and it is an infield hit for Guillen. Craig Monroe now comes up. There's the tying run. He hits this one to second. It gets through, and the Tigers here in the seventh, making the noise that they want to make. Nobody out still for Carlos Pena. Pena gets ball 4 called, and we now have the bases loaded, folks. This is a big opportunity for the Tigers. Rondell White facing Maury Dixon with nobody out and the sacks loaded, and Rondell White will hit this one to right. The catch is made. The runner will try to score, throw to the plate. He is safe. Guillen scores his 3-2 with one out. And Omar Infante now with a chance. Infante hits this one to center. Deep, but playable. Dusek is there. 2 gone, and Dimitri Young now with a chance. Young hits this one to left. But right there is Northey. He'll make the play. It's 3-2 now as we move to the top of the 8th. Eno Slaughter up there. Estebanyan on the mound. And this one's ripped into right for a single for Slaughter. Schoendeist now at the plate. Schoendeist will hit this one up the middle. It'll get through. A single. First and second for the Cardinals here as they try to get some insurance. Still nobody out, and Stan the Man Musial up there. Musial deep to left the other way. Does it have enough? It does. See you later. Stan the Man with the 3-run job here in the 8th, and the Cardinals have opened up this game 6-2. Let's move to the top of the 9th now, where Terry Moore is up there, and Moore will add to the Tiger lead, or to the Cardinal lead, with a long home run to left. Balls continue to fly out of Camerca, and the Cardinals really putting their stamp on this one. It's 7-2. First and second now, bottom of the 9th with Carlos Pena up there. The Tigers trying to get something going, and Pena draws a walk. So the bases are loaded here in the bottom of the 9th with nobody out. Red Munger on the mound and Rondell White up there. White will take strike 3 on the check swing, and he's out. He struck out 3 times in this ball game. Here's Omar Infante. Infante hits this one to right. Movement out there. Play is made. Slaughter will throw to the plate. Ball's cut off. The run will score. Here's Eric Munson now with 2 outs. Munson will hit this one again. Slaughter coming in the right. He's got it. Tigers can't come back. Cardinals win this ball game 7-3. They rebound in this series. Now have a 3-1 series lead. They really put their authority on this game. Stan Musial 3 for 4. He hit 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Just an outstanding game for Musial, as one might expect. Maury Dixon gets the win. The Cardinals now up 3-1 and moving now to game number 5. And everything's on the line for the Tigers now as they try to keep this series alive. It's a monumental task to come back. Harry Burchine will face Jeremy Bonderman in what will be game 5 of the series. 3-1 lead by the Cardinals. So let's get to the action. and see if the Tigers can stay alive. And getting to Comerica Park, we see that we have a great pitching matchup. It's already the bottom of the 6th, and only 4 hits have been made, and we have a scoreless game as Carlos Pena's up there against Harry Burchine, picking it up in the bottom of the 6th. And Pena drives it into the gap. This one will get all the way to the wall. It'll be a double for Pena. In scoring position, and that'll bring up Infante with nobody out. Infante draws a walk, and now their runners on first and second with nobody out, and Burchine is in some trouble. This one is tapped back to the mound. The play is at first as Bonderman moves the runners over. And there's one out, runners second, third, and Alex Sanchez at the plate. Sanchez will beat the infield, and he'll single to right field. That'll drive in the run. It's the first run of the game. Pena comes around the score, and the Tigers have taken the lead. Here's Brandon Inge up there. And Inge goes also to right field. This will score another run. Runner advancing to third. Throw gets away. That'll score the run on the errant throw from the right fielder. And just like that, 2 more runs cross the plate. Slaughter makes the error. And 4-0 now Detroit as we move ahead to the top of the 8th. With Nippy Jones up there, runner on second. Jones hits it to short. Play is made at second. Then at first, the double play. That'll get 2 men out as Marion hustles to third. And Slaughter tries to drive him in. Slaughter hits it to right, the ball dropping, it'll drop in there, and that'll be an RBI single for Slaughter, trying to make up for the error that he made, but it is now 4-1 with Red Schoendienst up there. Bonderman still on the hill. Schoendienst gets it through the hole in right, and this will now put runners on the corners with 2 outs, and we have the Cardinals roaring back again, the tying run coming to the plate here. But we're going to move to the bottom of the 8th here as the highlights roll along. That last threat not coming to anything, and the Tigers adding another run. It's 5-1 as Brandon Inge gets to the plate, and the ball gets away. Runner advances from second to third. Sanchez now on third base. Al Papai up there, and Papai is taken deep by Inge into the gap and right. Inge is going for 3. He has a triple. It seems to be the Tigers' day. They are now pouring it on, so to speak. It is 6-1. Guillen up there with runners on the corners. Guillen will get this one deep to center. That'll drop in. The vast, spacious outfield of Comerica Park proves itself again as a triple here is what Guillen does, and he drives in 2 more. It's 8-1, 9-1 as we move to the top of the 9th. 2 gone, and Don Lang hits it to the shortstop. The play is made in time, and the Tigers respond well, winning this one very easily. 9-1, doing it with their bats. A 5-run 8th inning is the big difference in this one. The win is theirs, and just like that, now the series is 3-2, and we're moving to Sportsman's Park to see, will we see a real turnaround by the Tigers, or will the Cardinals close this out? Jason Johnson faces Howie Paulette in game number 6. So we can get to the action and see what happens here in game number 6 as the Cardinals look to close things out back at home. And again, another outstanding pitching matchup. We are in the bottom of the 5th. It's a scoreless game. Del Rice up there against Jason Johnson. Sacks are empty. And this one's hit to right. Way back there. That's got a chance. And it'll go over the wall. Rice hits it out of Sportsman's Park, and it's 1-0 Cardinals in this crucial game. Del Rice gets things going. Top of the 6th, Carlos Guillen up there with Pudge on first base. There's a walk. Guillen will go to first. So runners on first and second here with Craig Monroe up there against Howie Paulette. Paulette's been great so far, and he gets the strikeout there. It's 5 Ks for Paulette today. Dimitri Young at the plate. Young hits it to right. This one will be caught to end the inning. Play is made out there by Slaughter. 2 runners left. We move to the top of the 7th where Omar Infante is up there with 1 out. 3-1 pitch. Infante takes a walk. And Paulette now facing Jason Johnson with 1 out. Johnson puts down a bunt. This one might make it a hit, but no, the play is made there. Paulette does it himself, and there's 2 outs now with Infante on second. Alex Sanchez at the plate. Sanchez hits this one to second. The play is made there by Sean Nice. The throw is made, and we hit the 7th inning stretch. It's a tight one, 1-0 Cardinals. Del Rice with 2 men on. Rice hits it back up the middle. This will get a run home if the throw can be beaten. It's cut off. Lang scores. It's 2-0 Cardinals. We move to the top of the 8th. Can Detroit rally here? Runner on first. Liner to center. And it's hit right at Dusak, who makes the play. We hit the top of the 9th now, folks. 2 outs. Omar Infante up there. Ted Wilkes is the pitcher. And this one's hit to right field. And there is Slaughter. The catch is made, and celebrations for the Cardinals. They win this series 4-2. They were the favorites. We had some excitement, to say the least, in the series. The Tigers put up a fight in a lot of these games, but Howie Paulette was just brilliant there in game number 6. He went 8 innings, and Wilkes closed it out, but it was Del Rice who was 2 for 3 with a homer, and it's the Cardinals that move on with the win. This was a interesting series. We had a couple walk-offs. St. Louis won the first 2 and then took 1 in Detroit before closing it out in game 6. Brandon Inge, he was all over the place in this series. 2 homers, 6 RBIs, 11 hits, a lot of them for extra bases. A very good series for Inge. Looking at the pitching staff here, Jason Johnson had a nice series. Jeremy Bonderman allowed 12 hits but still pitched well. Uget Urbina led up that game 2 walk-off that hurt his team. Stan Musial had 3 home runs, hit .304. And Howie Paulette with very good performance there in 16 innings of work. And Harry Bercheen struck out 23 men in the series and pitched very well. So the Tiger pitching did very well. Brandon Inge gets the MVP, even though his series lost. Like we said, Inge was just outstanding in the series. He hit .478, 2 triples, 2 homers, but it just wasn't enough. So this will end the series here. The favorites do win. It is the Tigers that lose to the 1948 St. Louis Cardinals, 4-2. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did, and hopefully we'll see you next time.